How not to get stuck, but to move on after a breakup.
Yeah, so first of all, you need to identify a breakup is an umbrella word.
Okay.
What are you breaking away from? Was it what we are calling official feelings without an official relationship? Now you're parting ways when you had something between you that had no name, but you know it's there.
Yeah.
Now it's like you're betraying me and I'm alone I can't tell people what we had. And you feel it because sometimes you just get used to waking up to their text, waking up to chat, waking up to, and wishing each other bedtime. You take each other to bed with a good night, sweet good night, you know, and you sleep with a smile.
It's so nice, yeah.
That space of comfort.
Yeah.
And it's very common for people who may be married themselves, but they are away at work and they have chemistry. Be careful with those colleagues you have a clique. Huh?
Yeah.
You find them and your Bluetooth, you connect.
Bluetooth device. Hey.
Detected. And you want to pair. So you pair. And you have all this company, you have all this closeness, you have all this, and this rhythm. That kind of chemistry is among you and many other people in this world, by the way. Don't demonize it. Okay. It's the boundary that matters.
Okay.
If you had no chemistry with anyone, you'd never do teamwork.
Yes.
You never have fun.
Yes.
You never follow anyone yourself.
Yeah.
So you have chemistry with the others. You have chemistry with the speakers. People just like their language.
Yes.
So that's normal. It's maintaining the boundaries of decency that counts.
Okay.
But if you take it far, it can be potentially sexual, potentially infatuation, potentially crush, potentially a lot of things. That celebrity crush thing you hear. Sometimes it's not a celebrity, it's just a person, colleague crush.
Oh.
Just someone in your world.
It's so disorienting though.
You know?
Yeah.
Because your feelings have decided that the person looks nice, it's nice in this way. They have just decided. Now you have just restrained them from all this good feel good thing.
Yeah.
And if you notice that kind of flow and you learn how to manage, you'll have a very rich relationship life. Very rich.
Oh.
Because a sales call with a person you click goes so well. There's laughter, it's fun. Even a conversation meeting. I know it was official between HR and you, the head of, but because you and HR get along, the conversations and you get agreements so quickly. There's a book called The Speed of Trust. So you develop trust quickly with the people whom you click so well, with whom you share a worldview, whom you get along well. Yes. And they're saying the speed of trust is, without trust you may have to go through 8 stages of verification and filtering.
Yes.
Fill the forms. Show up for this. But speed of trust, knowing that there's a lady who sits on 8th floor, called Lady is the head of department for this company, for the Benjamin Zulu publication, let's say, for example.
Yes.
And you wanted to make this, for just having known Lily from some place, and you talk to her, just come. When you reach at the gate, tell him you're coming to me. And you'll be escorted all the way to my office.
Yeah.
Where it would have taken you all this to know who is this, where are they coming?
Yeah.
Now, because you're using my name, they trust me the responsibility that you are okay for us to get you in. Speed of trust. Chemistry is good. Chemistry helps you to connect. Chemistry helps you, but if you allowed it to go to flirtatious, suggestive, giving hope, going beyond, then it starts bonding and building image in the air. Flirting is not just flirting, it's imagining together if we had the chance what we would do. That's flirting, by the way. Stop making it look so innocent.
Okay.
It's mental. We're there mentally. If we found ourselves together, what would you do? What would you do, you? And then you go there. And you know it's illicit. There is a boundary between us. Yeah. We are not supposed to be doing that.
Yeah.
We are not married, we are not engaged, we are not in a relationship. It's that, and it gives a dopamine thrill. Many people are actually addicted to that.
Okay.
They drool over your photos, want to describe how exquisite you look. And because it's affection language for a lot of women, it's just, if you have good, you talk the way they like. It's music.
Yes.
And you know, brothers, we don't realize we are also hyping ourselves, just we hype them.
Oh yeah.
Action and reaction are equal and opposite. So as you send the attention and energy equal and opposite. Yeah. You have to generate it in your head. See her in that way to make her feel that way. See her angelic to make her feel angelic.
Hey, but some of you are Al-Shabaab. You can say all those things
And transfer it to another person.
Yeah.
And feeling nothing.
Yeah.
Many of them use it as a bait, and when the bait doesn't work, they take it to another place.
Yeah.
And because you're already vulnerable to them, they live with an insult.
Yeah.
Because they know it will get into you.
Gosh.
You know? So many have gotten to that meanness of hurting people. In fact, the art of flirting, because some people have to learn it, they're too plain. Some people are complaining that the Christian brothers are very unromantic. The romantic brothers are very unspiritual. So the spiritual ones are very romantic, and romantic are very...
Yeah.
So she's asking, do you know a hybrid?
Yeah.
So,
please, when you find them, write to me also.
So the spiritual brothers should learn actually how to small talk, to compliment genuinely, to flow along. That is very difficult. It's an art.
It is. Because some who try will now then go overboard and become inappropriate. Thank you for understanding.
Trying too hard in a situation of flow.
Yes.
The higher manners of polished class were life there. We were taught to learn it by just attending those hotels first of all. You know the high end where there's cutlery? That you don't just hold hands.
Yeah.
You don't press ugali.
Yeah. Yes.
There's a way. You know.
Those guys don't even sell ugali.
Okay, thank you. And when you're not sure, check the ones who are sure. Yeah. Ask even the waiter. They're happy to explain.
Yeah.
You know? And you see how it is done. The buffet. You survey what is there.
Yes.
I was taken to a buffet that there were 20 things to choose from. Then I was helped. But the one actually you don't have to take everything. Just pick a few.
Yeah. Please tell me.
I was wondering, okay, each of them.
Was that when you were younger?
Yeah. I was new there in that context. And some of these soups have names I've never had. So that this one has chili like. So if you take this, don't mix that. This is sugar like chili like.
Yeah.
So very funny names.
Yeah.
You know. So chemistry is sweet, but if you don't restrain it, it becomes an attachment. At some point, that attachment will have to move on. The person is not available. You know you're developing attachment when you feel love sick when they are not around. When you wish for the trip to be with them, and when you're given the other person, it's a boring trip, and you struggle with it. And now you continue chatting with the one you wish you came with.
Yeah.
Imagine I came with this chick, she's so boring. I wish you were here. What is going on there? Send me a photo. So because we wanted to go with Lillian, this chick was inserting herself in the slot. I'm not even talking to her. So you are very formal. So we have come for research. You're introducing ourselves.
Yeah.
You feel work today, but you are not in your energy because you don't go with the one you like. You have chemistry with.
Yeah.
So you know there's an attachment developing.
Yeah.
When you feel lovesick for that person, you miss them, and it's becoming more exclusive. You're talking so much. And one way to diffuse it, because it's usually, you can get there without you realizing, after just one happy conversation, you start missing more conversations.
Yeah.
Just one happy conversation during a vulnerable time.
Yeah.
You know, away from your domain is a vulnerable time.
Oh.
If you travel from here to Nanyuki or
Rongai
with a person you usually don't talk a lot with,
Yeah.
because you are there in that small context, both of you. The environment pushes you together. You're talking more,
Yeah.
you're helping each other more, doing things more. It can create attachment.
Yeah.
So you spend the whole day there. The next day you're likely to be talking more.
Yeah.
The next like that.
Yeah.
And if you found them, they found you pretty, you found them funny, and there was all this. You may prefer now being in the same teams, and doing things. That is not automatically bad. It's when you realize it is getting personal. Because as I said, you need friends from all genders.
Okay.
Because they bring different wealth in your life. Define the kind of breakup. Is it this kind of breakups that have no name?
Okay.
Is it a kind of breakup from an official that we knew, we were known in something? Is it a kind of breakup from a prolonged mistake? You don't heal the same. All wounds are not the same. Burn wounds, cut wound, whatever, blister, whatever, pierce, whatever it is, that's how you cure it. So breakups are not the same. You get out according to what was in.
Yeah.
Okay. What had you gotten into? That's how you get out.
Yeah.
There are some burns. It's how you don't tie burns because it's how they heal differently. You cure them with some medication. Other things were deep piercing. There's a way.
Yeah.
So if it is something that was illicit, secret, not proper, you had allowed feelings to cross,
Yeah.
and you had stayed there so long. People really stay, yeah?
Yeah.
People really stay there in place of comfort. You know, it's very comfortable.
Also, the secrecy helps you stay.
Freedom.
Yes. And the fact that nobody knows.
You feel like you have a conspiracy against the world.
Yes.
When you're in the room, you're just exchanging glances because you had mentioned this guy and you have said it.
Yeah.
Me telling you, that is it. You're confirming things.
I would, gosh.
You can tell who people are connected to because when they laugh, who they look at, to laugh with that person. Psychologically. So you need a group.
Yeah, I'm looking out for that.
In a group.
Yeah.
And the happy moments you want always automatically go to the person you're connected with. You
Okay.
know? And we are not saying by looking just once, it means there's something. But they
Oh.
always
I
habit.
was going to start creating things in my mind.
Habit.
People watching. Who is this?
Habit.
Yeah.
If they habitually look this way, that's the person they're connected with. Just like we said, if you want to know the person who has power, who is most influential, it's not the one who's barking the most. The people who talk the most are usually the broker to the power.
Okay.
Not the powerful person.
Uh-huh.
The powerful person is one who talks less, and when they talk, everybody responds.
That's true.
And they don't talk a lot because every word of theirs carries meaning.
Yes.
Whatever they say, it's people hold on to it. So they tend to just be polite. They use a lot of courtesy more than commitment.
Yes.
They gloss over
We
it,
shall see.
just hoping that we shall do well in future. Vague.
Yes.
If they say tomorrow we have free lunch, everybody because they know it will happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
The broker can say anything, and people are like, "Oh, you know, I'm lazy."
Yeah.
It's just finish because they know they don't have the power really
Okay.
to implement. We are saying, what kind of breakup is it? Don't take all pains like they are the same. They are not the same. The pain that was coming from something illicit feels secluded, that you are alone in it because you can't explain it to other people without adding questions, now having to justify why you even had to begin with
Yeah.
over that person. So you mean, okay, what are you saying? So you mean you had now you put on the defensive when you're already hurting, you're looking for comfort, instead defending yourself, and you feel very gaslighted, invalidated. You stop it. We already said company policy says.
Yeah.
So the illicit pain that has come because of something you'd allowed feels alone. If you are the one who has called you retreated, you still feel the pain, but you feel good that you're actually doing the right thing.
Yes.
But if they are the ones who have walked away, you feel twice slapped.
Yes.
You stole with a person, and the one you stole with
Has walked away.
okay. You feel twice slapped.
Yeah.
It may be the learning the hard way. Just accept the school of hard knocks. You know, some people must graduate from the school of hard knocks. Must be knocked back to senses. So
Yeah.
the other kind of pain that you heal differently from the normal kind of breakup is when you had hopes and you are building, but it had not yet become publicized. You have to introduce to people that actually there was something between us, a budding relationship, something that was growing, and you had not yet exposed it to your inner circle.
Yeah.
Maybe a friend or two knew, but you had become so hopeful and invested. They may have been known to your mom or your dad. That important. Oh, you wanted to help you in your evaluation, to pass by before you come. So because they got green light everywhere, you felt so hopeful.
Gosh.
But as it often happens a lot, after we learn people for a while, we get buyer remorse. You know, buyer remorse after they purchase, they start regretting, was that really? So the shining reduces. Sometimes people retreat after knowing you for a while because you are not as glamorous, as good fitting, as wonderful as they thought. They are sincerely reassessing the decision.
And now you have to explain to the clan
Yeah.
why.
Yes.
So you're hurting, but also the clan is like,
Yes.
why you hurting?
This kind of pain where the inner circle knew and the people who matter to you, you have to justify it to them. And it's very easy to explain it when you're not been there for years because you're coming to that place where you've been there for too long.
Okay.
It makes you a fool.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many people did you say no to protect nonsense?
Yeah. Hey.
So
Yeah.
this one that known to inner circle is usually more empathetic. There should need to be more understanding. And how to heal from that one is to simply leave it at we realize we're not that compatible. That's all. You don't even need details. Even your mom will understand that. We came to realize that person is not exactly what I need. We are not the best for each other. Explaining to people is easy. Then you heal through the same people. Those people are very supportive.
Okay.
When you feel down today, you're not coming because you're down. You're still processing what happened. Still feeling gloomy and under the cloud. Those kind of things.
Yeah.
They will understand. They will support you. The third degree is the most common one. When you are really invested socially, it was known widely in the whole company.
Yeah.
Avoid dating colleagues. And when you date colleagues, take the dating away from work.
Okay.
So that the breakup will also happen.
Away
Yes.
from work.
Please.
Okay.
Whether it's the breakup or the marriage, people don't like any.
Yeah.
They will really, they will use any to just talk about you. Get married, they talk. You don't get married, they talk. So, because colleagues are people you spend time a lot, I don't say you should not date them because they are the ones who see you in your element. Actually, you get to see people processing life.
Yes.
You see them dealing with life. Disappointments, deadlines, delay, frustration. At work, you get to see people when they are not able to act.
Yes.
During dating, they can act.
Yes.
At work, especially if it's departments that are not too far apart. You can work for one company, but you're not really in the same space. But you can be in the same space, sort of. Like you share colleagues or you see their records. You can be on the other end or seeing what they're doing.
Yes.
And you can see work ethic. You can see consistency.
Yes.
You can see something, or you have seen them handle correction. Those bosses who really roast people
Yes.
in front of each other.
Yes.
Everyone. Yes. A feedback that is just cold.
Yeah. Well,
And you see them maintain their cool. That is quite commendable.
I feel like giving a shout out to some people, but I'm saved.
You see them take it and they don't lose their cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
They still go back to the field and work. They still go back to and they don't, if it is malicious, they don't carry it in their heart and get discouraged. You can date at work if you know how to separate the dating from the work, so that even if you break up, you continue working.
Okay.
And we also said to keep especially the intimacy very far from dating, in that case, so that even if you break up with one, you can date another. This one you've never gone that far with this one. And there's no gossip. If you go that far, there's a photo. Then people enjoy expose.
Yeah.
To harass you. Or the lady gives a comment about the guy.
Yeah. About toothpick.
So you dated. So you know the report. You dated this lady, you broke up, but because as a guy you crossed borders thinking you are the hunter here.
Yeah.
Then now she learns you are dating her colleague. And she gives her a review.
Yeah.
About your
pencil.
your badminton. Your badminton.
Yeah. Yes.
And a very terrible review.
Yeah.
Which you cannot tell. You'll be embarrassed.
Yeah.
It's not always the ladies. The men are being victimized so badly, especially guys who can't play dirty. Good guys can't play dirty.
Yeah.
They can't talk some things.
Yeah.
Today, if people inside you, do you have the capacity to type some things back?
No.
That's just not in you.
Yeah.
So when you know you're a decent person, can you also date decently?
Yes.
If you play dirty game and you're not a dirty person, the dirt will make you look so weird. Because this is not you. This is not who you are. Keep the limits so that even if we break up, your dignity remains intact. You're emotionally hurt, but you're not physically, sexually mixed up. When it is public, sometimes you might have to migrate to a social group because maybe a wedding has been cancelled. Maybe some people had come home, some traditional functions had started happening, maybe momentum had started building up, it was already known widely, or you're in the same this community, whatever. If it was already public and you started, now you're facing the world wondering, how do I tell the world what happened? Some people date you all the way towards the wedding to disappear with the pre-wedding money.
Where?
People are taking con games too far.
I know.
Be careful with how much they are money oriented. If people are always asking you for money, even if it's a lady asking the guy for money, how was she living before? We said that you want a lady who has been financing her life, financing her life.
Hey, one guy told me he's in an emergency. Can I give him 4K? He'll return to you by the end of when?
Only to realize.
No, that was the end of that.
He was trying to date you. I can see.
Yeah.
And then by the time you're borrowing a lady whom you're desiring money,
I'm not even borrowing him.
Imagine. That's automatic red flag.
No.
And people keep overlooking it. So we are saying, if it was publicized already, you handle it by inform the inner circle. You never have to take a horn speaker and announce to the local market. What happened?
Yeah.
Really, you don't owe explanation to the public. Forget that idea. Your village does not need to know what happened.
What if I had been posting couple goals?
You go back there and post uncouple goals.
That's a thing. I will feel like I need to publicize.
No, your new life, you start living it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
You see, your timeline is yours. Again, let me remind you that your timeline is not a demand for the world to get updates about your life.
Oh, okay.
We post to express, not to impress.
Okay.
And you're not updating relatives and those cousins.
Okay.
You're actually expressing where you are in life and what you feel. If something changes and it was a painful change, you can keep quiet like nothing happened. You are allowed. The people who matter, they know you're processing.
Yes.
They don't mind you keeping quiet. Those who mind you keeping quiet don't matter in your life. They don't add anybody. So the people you only have to update, Lily, are the ones you're doing life with. The inner circle people who you consult about issues, the people who actually tell you about their business, you tell them about their business, so that's the only people who matter. These others, the more you keep them at guesswork, the better. They keep waiting for the wedding, it's not coming. They are not invitees, they are not guests. They're just spectators. So spectators are not consulted when the game is changing.
Okay.
They just came to watch. They watch whatever comes up whenever it will come up.
Yeah.
Currently. So I don't want you to carry that guilt that people knew something come up, now it's no longer coming up. Who was a key player? Who was a team player in this? Those are the people who updated what happened.
Okay.
And with decisiveness and politeness, tell them that this is not working and move on in their life.
Okay.
If the villagers whisper, if they talk today, eventually they see you marrying. You actually seen you have seized control of the story.
Yes.
As opposed to they're the ones now saying, "Oh, this happened. Come tell us. How come we don't hear this?" These two things usually seem to contrast. Self-confidence versus remaining connected. Self-confidence is keeping your private information to yourself, but you also want to inform those who are connected to you. But who are connected to you is usually a handful. It's very few people you can give a few phone calls and you have updated them. And it looks like a virtue to say, shake it off. Don't be stuck there.
No.
Don't let that person waste your time anymore.
You're giving him too much power.
The best way to show you're in control of your life is to move on. Just go back. I mean, it looks like it's motivational, really.
Yes.
To just act like it didn't affect you too much.
I'm back in the streets.
You know? and they will know, they will see that I'm doing well.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, sometimes what people throw around is too simplistic and dangerous. Small knowledge is dangerous because it shows you only one side of the story. And as I told you, explosive things that can blow your life up are not obviously on the road. Those guys who set traps, IED, explosive devices, don't set the device visibly. It's the trigger that is set where you are stepping on and made as invisible as possible. The things that have the possibility to destroy your life are not obvious. That's why you need to learn how to detect their possible presence. In fact, in the wild, they know the most dangerous hunters are those who move quietly, stealthily. The things that can destroy you are not loud. They are stealth, they are quiet. You have seen things like virus and COVID. We are running after something you can't see.
You can't see.
But you know it can kill you, although you can't see it. Although these people are talking like, oh, there's no issue, just shower, go back. There's something, there's a virus, there's a danger there, there's a still the problem, there's a trigger hidden there. People have been tripping on and they're being blown up every time. Although it is invisible, it is still dangerous enough to destroy your life. We are talking about if you were sincerely in a relationship and it shattered, it broke, it affected you. Don't start denying. Strength does not mean denial or acting you don't feel anything. Yeah. You know, people have those things. I feel nothing. Feeling nothing is not a strength.
Yeah.
In fact, you are strong when you can feel life. See, don't need to make like when you can just resist feeling you are very tough. You can't affect me.
No.
You know, I'm on top of, you know. And when they talk about kuoga, showering, it's like just saying, just change your clothes. Refresh. Look look beautiful again, look handsome again, go back again. They talk about the outward change. They don't talk about the inward healing, the inward change, the inward restitution of what was damaged. So we are discussing the following, and I want you to think of when you grew up and visited the rejection. Two circumstances here.
Okay.
How you grew up and what you have experienced just before this.
Okay.
The statement, the principle today I want you to understand is this. Saying no is very difficult when you are brought up hearing no and rejection and rebuffs. When you are deprived, when you're just coming from a place, and we are talking about two circumstances. Some people grew up in a very balanced home, where parents did their best to give them love and all that. But it's the relationship they went into before today that is making them so difficult to say no, so difficult to stay, so difficult to sit in a place. So if you grew up without experiencing love and longing to be loved and you are not loved, you're going to be a victim. And we thought you have overcome your difficult childhood if you get a job. If you study hard and manage to get a job, you have pretty much overcome. You know, and you are seen as a story of success.
Yes.
And the way you are hardworking, the way you are determined, the way you overcame. So having reached a place where you can pay your bills, it looks like now you have made it. That is only half the story. Always remember that. You can go all the way to State House, to the presence of the king, so that physically you have made it. You survived the war where your soul died. Your father, your grandpa's soul, your dad, Jonathan died. You survived there. Now you are at the palace. It may look like you have made it.
Yeah.
But inside you still feel like a dead dog. He made it all the way physically, but not emotionally. And because he never made it emotionally, his story is only brief and not inspiring. You can have a story of success that is only brief and tragic. That although you survived, you were saved but damaged. You survived, but you didn't go far. Some people only survive. If you do not pay attention to what we are discussing today, because public does not talk about it, doesn't appear like it is vibe, doesn't appear like it's a thing. It's even very hard to explain to people what you're doing. Mwikali, if you take a 2-year off, because today we are discussing that retreat you take.
Yes.
If you take a 2-year retreat and everything in your life looks perfect, it will be very hard to explain to your mom or your auntie or your friends why you're not bringing someone. You have a job now, you're doing okay now, your friends are getting married now.
They're having babies.
Oh, babies. People don't get it. The inner work is always personal and solitary. What we are discussing today will not be cheered on. Nobody will clap for it. In fact, because people can't see your inner life, they only see the smiles you give them. They think you're perfect and ready. Because out here you wear a good face for purposes of work. You know? But who knows what is inside? You. And perhaps a very close friend who knows you are too unstable. Sometimes it's a friend who tells you you cannot handle a relationship now. If you're lucky enough to have a friend who tells you, forget about the fact that you're 27. Forget about your age. You are not in a good place. you are not in a good place. Take a journey of healing. And because in Africa, therapy has not been praised. In fact, we diss people by telling them to go to a mental hospital. We made it sound like a dismissal.
Yes.
We have stigmatized the very thing we need to survive. No wonder we are still behind. The reason we trail behind economically and in no other ways, because we shame what makes for our cure.
That is
It's a script I'm trying to remember that says you disregarded what made for your peace. You did not know what makes for your peace. And Mwikali, I told you I was made by systems to go through therapy when I was very reluctant. Master's 25 hours, PhD 50 hours, and bring a letter showing.
That's a lot.
You know?
Yeah.
You're wondering, no, I'm okay. I don't have a... Why are you sending me for so many hours?
How are you?
Today I appreciate,
Yes.
and I tell you, all the 75 hours, none was wasted.
Absolutely.
It moved me from a place I did not know I was to a place I did not know I needed to go. That's the problem. Many times what you need, you don't know it because you've never experienced it. And where you need to go, you don't know whether you need to go there because you are not. The other day I was telling you that I was afforded the chance to enter the career up here.
Yes.
Without knowing that it is all the therapies I was done, the self-adjustment, the reflections. Sometimes God is adding the things of your life without even telling you the bigger picture. You only see it by rare mirror, what he has done there.
Yeah.
Because the thorough training and exposure allowed me, because the school said we are this is meant to prevent transference of unconscious disturbances and conflicts you have within you, how you grew up. It is meant to prevent for you to mislead without knowing, because your perceptions and attitudes about they were talking about, especially multicultural counseling.
Yeah.
When somebody comes from another culture, you think they are wrong automatically. We are trying to lift you up here to see other cultures other than yours, so that you don't confuse values with the traditions. Those are different things.
Yeah.
You know, there are those values, things you determine to be important, but there are things that I do traditionally as a family. That does not mean it's a value. It's just how you meet you guys on Christmas. You always go to Mombasa and you're wondering how are people doing Christmas at home. I mean, Christmas is supposed to be done outside somewhere in a holiday spot.
Yes.
You didn't know that economically you guys were able.
Yeah.
You do understand that. Also emotionally you are compatible. Some guys, if they get together, it will be more damage than good. It will be more harm than good. You do understand, some traditions are just context specific and personalities of the leaders there. Sometimes what we are discussing today is hard to sell, because it takes a lot of internal reflection and humility. And our culture has made it look like you should always appear tough and you don't need help. And our culture has praised drinking and alcohol more than therapy and reflection. Our culture takes out stress with sex, stress with anything, with clubbing, stress with dancing, stress. We try to deflect throughout, kind of, with anything else apart from the only thing you need. And all those solutions, they may give you a high for now, but they don't solve the root problem. If you loved sincerely and you are disappointed, follow the following. Heartbreaks or pain or breakups or disappointments don't hurt us the same way. Today we are discussing two people. People who had very difficult taking the no, the drop, the rejection, because they grew up with too much abandonment. And because they were so abandoned, they longed for connection and acceptance. When they got out and finally got some acceptance, they felt now like they had a semblance of love, pleasure in life, completion. It felt like emotional home and stability. Some people are only stable when they're in a relationship.
Yeah.
There are people who can tell you they used to be in and out of hospital until they started dating. Some people can tell you, this girl from the time we started dating, now I can maintain work, I can keep work. Now I can wake up. Now I can. And now the guy is in a good mood and psyched up to work because he's dating Mwekali.
What?
Yes. And when anytime there's a shake in his relationship with Mwekali, he is sick, he can't even go to work. Mwekali has to come back and administer some cure. Some assurance. Then you wake up and go to work. Even colleagues have learned. They call him, that guy has not come to work. Can you talk to your guy?
Oh my God.
There are people who live like that. They found stability only when they found a person who loved them or gave them a semblance of love. This is how you hear the following awkward stories. You hear a guy telling you, I'm dating a lady who's way older than me, has children. He himself is a beginner in life. But when you look at the deal he got into, doesn't make sense to you, because that was the first lady to accept him. Sometimes it's not even the money. Sometimes it's not, people look for superficial explanations, quick explanations about money or sex. Sometimes the problem is deeper. It's deeper. This person grew with abandonment and they needed any kind of acceptance. Now they feel like they can function. Now they can assert themselves to the world while they are leaning on the bamboo cane of the relationship. And you, when you date them, when you're naive, you feel very important because they tell you they can't make it without you.
You feel wanted, needed. It's almost a sort of worship.
And it can be confusing when you don't know the technical language.
Yes.
Why do we need to do these talk shows or conversations? When human beings are creating, they bring concrete. they bring masons. When they try to build anything, they bring materials and experts. That's how you know they're building something.
Yeah.
But when God is building, he doesn't pull tractors and masons. He shows up and talks. Let there be earth.
Yes.
Let there be light.
Yeah.
This talking is the power we have been given to shape what only God can repair. Because he uses words as construction material. That's how we're using words to construct and repair what only him made. If you are putting together a house, we don't sit down and talk. Please, we bring
That is true.
concrete,
Yeah.
the experts.
Material.
But if you are building the soul, if you are correcting the emotions, if you are working on what only God made, you have to use what he used. The building materials of God is wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of your days. Many people, for lacking wisdom and knowledge, they have no stability. That's Isaiah. There are some scriptures as you read, and as I told you, don't wait for preaching on Sunday. Study scripture on yourself. Men shall not live by bread alone. Stop living by bread. If you live by bread, you'll be emaciated, you'll be empty, you run on empty. Every word, the whole scripture shall live every word. You study it, and then during situations when you're hungry for wisdom, hungry for guidance, what you have put in, one of it is then it is illuminated to become the word for the moment, what we call Rema. What you read written is called Logos written. But when you need direction and answer,
Okay.
one of it will be picked.
Yes.
Sometimes people have dated somebody and you feel more than needed, you feel weighed down, you feel confined, you feel fixed, you feel threatened that if you leave they even attempt suicide. There are people who threaten suicide, and others try to carry it out.
Yeah.
Or they collapse, they are rushed to hospital. Today we have people are dating, and the moment you talk, you're not even doing well, they're hospitalized. The moment you're not doing well, that girl can't function.
Yeah.
And you feel fixed. It goes beyond feeling validated to feeling afraid. Might you be responsible for somebody's death?
Oh God.
And that's how the whole family embraces you, because they realize finally their child has got a medication. They have tried to treat. Now there's a medicine here walking on 2 feet. They promise to build a house, get your job, support you. I mean, you're the life support.
Whatever you need.
Just marry our daughter. We don't want anything else. She refused to go to school, but when you came into the picture, she went to school. She graduated, keeping a job, because she's dating a guy she's calling Ben. Ben, welcome, you are our son now.
Hey.
That's one category. The second category is people who used to be well functioning from how this group we have talked about usually grew up with a lot of deprivation, with a lot of instability. They may have sought refuge in drugs. When they came out of drugs, there was a void. They replaced it with a relationship. So you are the new drug. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And
What?
that's why you hear when you break up, he goes back to alcohol.
Yes.
You and alcohol are the same thing. So when one is not there,
God.
the other one.
I have never looked at it that way, and you probably live your life blaming yourself that I left and they had stopped.
I
and
made
now
them. You and it are the same. Either this or that. So people who grew disturbed, destabilized, we use relationships as a bamboo cane to lean on, crutch to lean on, and they'll never walk normally because they need the crutch. All right? And society talks about, why did you take away the crutch? You see now he has collapsed. They don't talk about curing the reason he can't walk without a crutch.
Yes.
So now, the other condition is people grew fairly normally and they're doing their life until they got into a relationship with all themselves and counted their life sorted and invested and offloaded. Even took some of the clothes to each other's houses.
Yeah.
That's how people are
Settled.
partially married, partially this, spend a weekend there, another one here, and it's known in church. They know it. At home. There are people know me, my people know her, and
we are walking down the aisle soon.
and then all out of the blues, it comes down crumbling. That kind of a person can get so shattered. I told you sometimes it's not heartbreak, it's spirit break. When you get heartbroken, it's emotional pain and you can treat. When your spirit is broken, it is deeper and shattering who you are as a person. And a lady called Janice wrote a book called After the Affair. She was talking about what gets shaken when the pain is too deep is how you view the world, how you can trust anything in the world, from people to ideas of love and God and concept. There are people who the pain was so deep and pervasive, it twisted how they see the world, how they see themselves, where they are, and they remain floating through life. So when you came from those kind of rejections, family, feeling of void growing up, or feeling of void because of a shattering breakup, when next you find acceptance of any semblance, it is very difficult to say no to it. When next a person shows you attention, next a person makes you feel, gives you relief for your void and emptiness. When a person gives you a kind of a validation, usually you don't plan on it. This is a person you drift because you work frequently a lot, you chat, you banter as colleagues, and emotions arose again and you thought they were dead. You start feeling something again.
Yes.
Sometimes you fall in love because a person has made you feel anything after years of feeling nothing. It's not because in particular they are lovely. It's because after years of numbness, they made me feel something
that you can't explain. It's just,
you know, and they brought you a place you never thought you can be again, of excitement and seeing the world and feeling loved and feeling, I mean, what people feel jiggy. I mean, the jitters, feel the butterflies. I mean, feeling, what? Imagine a guy finally being able to smile after a lot of skepticism and pessimism and bitterness and withdrawal, and watching the world like a movie. You know,
removed from
by the way, if you start watching, you see people are living as if they're floating around. They just float into work and go. Them and the machine, the difference between them and the computer is that they can move themselves. So they come, it's a computer working with another computer. They go, come again, they float through life. No feelings, no emotions, no involvement, no personal presence, nothing. There are people who since the breakup, they began to float through life. So, what we are discussing today is, what if now this kind of pain, you sit there until another person comes to show you glimmer of light? Can you say no to them? No, because you are too sensitive to rejection. That's what you suffered lastly. One of the girls who was commenting said she entered into one when she was 22 and she came out when she was 30, and she said, it's like you're coming from the land of the dead. Who was I? Where am I? How old am I? Where are we? When is it? Of course, depending on the intensity and the amount of detachment from reality the relationship had exacted on you. Relationships are not preparation for marriage. They are not. They are distraction from preparation for marriage.
Hey, we've been lied to. Oh, yeah.
You have not secured your future by getting into a relationship now.
No. Now we know.
Please, we prepare for marriage by growing to be the wife material, the husband material. And then when you're ready to buy, you go to the market. The same way you purchase cars and plots, apply that logic.
Yes.
One guy came and arguing that doesn't matter how long you date. If somebody was bad, they are bad. This period doesn't matter. You can't change people. And I'm asking, would you take that reasoning to the market? Would you go and buy a car like that? You can't change a corn. If it's a corn, it's a corn. Then if you stay with that, it's not changing. You're not trying to change. You're trying to choose what is suitable for you.
Yes, that's the thing. It's not about them changing.
Acquire the value you need for that thing you want. And after you have acquired, that's really the longest process. The patience you needed, the generosity you needed, the good, the economic, the emotional balancing you needed. You accumulate the value, you save the money. When you have it now, go to the market, purchase with another who has that equivalent of value. Yes. Now you have contract. You don't say, it doesn't matter. Even if you study them, they're still cons. You're not trying to convert cons, trying to buy from one who is sincere like you.
Yes.
Yes. So, and I said, I just excused to thinking this is too much naivety and greenness, because this space of relationships has been neglected. The real question of finality about decisions is, one, you had gotten very comfortable and the thought you had alleviated your fear of being alone. And when the relationship collapses, you are being taken back to that scary place of possibly never finding anyone. It evokes the feelings of what if. Yeah. So there's a lady called Elizabeth Kubler-Ross who did stages of negotiation for people who are suffering terminal illness.
Okay.
And she gave us the stages of the emotions they are going through. And over time, those feelings have been found to apply in other negotiations of life that have a terminal effect. She said when people are reported, they're told they have a disease that will never cure, and possibly is one that will kill them. They usually start with shock.
Yeah.
Then they go to, that shock brings numbness. Then they go to denial. No, it can't be me.
Yeah.
Then they go to bargaining. Oh, we can do this, oh, we can do that, what if, but what if? Then when the reality persists, they get angry. If that is the case, what's the point of?
Yeah.
And then after anger, they come to acceptance. It's all right. At least for the meantime, we can do ABCD. When people are facing the end of a relationship, they also go through similar emotions of denial. No way. Then, remember, denial contains shock, numbness. You don't want to look that direction. No. And when people are in denial, they're very interesting to listen to, because they start by saying, my wife is a wonderful woman, the best mother, one of the best.
Oh my God.
They praise and wondering, so why is she a subject, such a wonderful woman?
Yes, why are we here?
But she has this one small weakness.
And then you hear the small weakness.
Exactly.
And there's nothing small about it.
People in denial do not acknowledge truth. They give it an interpretation that is manageable. It's just a weakness. Everybody has a weakness. No, she just drinks too much. Sometimes she'll come home towards the morning and it's quite disturbing. I was wondering, would you... she also shouts at me. The other day she hit me something, but she promised to... And I've been patient. And they're hoping you don't confirm what they don't want confirmed.
That's true. That is very true. Yes.
Sometimes denial or numbness is an automatic system of saying, I can't handle that. It better not be true, I can't handle that. So then they'll go to bargaining, then they'll go to anger, and many times people are going back and forth, delaying relationships because of this oscillation and a pendulum of what if. Motivated by, you remember how afraid you felt when you used to be alone, and you thought you had actually sorted yourself out and settled.
Yes.
And the language you used in that favorite episode, you said, those people call themselves keepers. They don't just move around. They have one relationship, and it looked like having a CV of having a relationship for 8 years of proof.
Track record.
You're faithful.
Yes. I can show it. I have evidence.
So they likened length of relationship with the length of marriage.
Yeah.
And we said the energies in marriage are very, very different from the energy in relationships.
That's true.
If you book the same car for 5 years without buying it, will you say you have a track record of
booking cars? Lord, what is that?
I will say something's wrong with you.
Yes. So you booked and then?
So the booking in relationships is a similar thing, fueled by confusion. So the reason we struggle to let go is not just because it's this person, it's what the relationship had represented in our life. Security from the fear of ending up alone. And I told you how to deal with insecurity. First of all, diagnose yourself, give it a name.
Yes.
I fear being alone.
Yes.
I fear facing existence, waking up and nobody's calling me sweet names, having nobody to call or nobody to quarrel. Some people need somebody to quarrel, please. Some people are too pathological. The reason they date you is so that they need an outlet, and they have not learned how to handle the negative feelings.
Oh, goodness.
They just need somebody to take out the heat on. And when they quarrel, don't worry, that's the normal things of couples. Nothing normal there. That's very pathological.
Yes, very.
We said you need two abilities. So the second thing, it will attach on this. Yes. The second reason why we struggle to accept it, because we have not learned how to enjoy our own company. We have not learned how to deal with our anger. We said when you stay alone, learn how to deal with the negative feelings. And the most common one is anger. For men and also women, but men more so, we said there's another one called lust. But don't call it lust, that's not a good name. Please, try be more civil.
Okay.
Just say passions, okay? Please,
passions
don't
of
call
life.
it diarrhea. That's
No,
just
no,
running
no.
stomach.
Running. Well,
It was running. I tried to slow it down.
Passions.
Yes.
That's what we're going with.
So, when we hear brothers have retreated to discuss emotional self-regulation, it's just a technical good language to package something. The way we say bowels, it's not the ones in the kitchen. So, the one thing every brother needs to stay alone. Every single man. A lady wrote a series. I think it's 2 guys who wrote a series called Every Young Man's Battle, Every Young Man's Battle, Every Man's Battle. So for every young man's battle, they were saying, stay with yourself until you prove to yourself that you can control your urge for sexual relief, for indulgence, that you can stop yourself from chasing that woman, that you can stop yourself from chasing that pornographic site, that you can stop yourself from... If you don't stay with yourself, until those demons will gnaw at you. They will never let you have peace. Every time you're left alone, I have suggestions. How about when you're alone, when lights go off? How about imagine that's the life of every man.
Oh God.
Today's society is bombarded and sexually charged, and the music has suggestions, videos have suggestions, Google has suggestions. You get sexual suggestions everywhere. And if you're a young man, the sexual energy of men is very requisitory, so to speak. That's why the temptation for them are visual, and the advertising market, the marketing, everything will suggest sexual indulgence for a man. When a man is normal, he's born to war. Whenever they say, "Woo-loo-loo-loo, it's a baby boy," I told you that's a war cry. you think you're being happy. The male fraternity is saying, another one.
Oh God.
another soldier or victim has been dispatched.
Yes.
In the army, they will go fighting knowing you either be a victor or victim. No middle ground.
Yeah.
That's the life of men to this day. From the first family, the first mother lost 2 sons and 0 daughters. The life of the daughters was so quiet, they were not even mentioned.
Yeah.
But among the brothers, there was so much fierce fight. Is to say you need to have stayed alone to learn how to manage your own excessive feelings and how to make yourself happy. Imagine the curriculum is that brief. Why you need to stay without relationships is so that you can manage that feeling that has a tendency to run away every time. For many people, it's anxiety. Anxiety is a form of fear. As I told you, fear comes in many packages.
Yes.
So many people's panic attacks whenever something's looming is impatience, inability to wait. It's just anger getting triggered. Don't cross me. They ask people. I'm not crossed. The people is greed for money.
Yes.
Lying. Simple thing like lying. Overeating.
Aye.
Oversleeping. Laziness. Inability to carry through, to see projects through. Stay with yourself meekly for a single period until you can know what is the topography of your personality and what is the compensation. I wrote a post asking people whether they know their regional advantage. And I started with the sweet side because tomorrow I'll come with the bad side. So I talked about regional advantage. The careers that are naturally prevalent from where you come from.
Okay.
You come from like the Kalenjin nation. Athleticism is wide there, and we almost expect you to be an athlete.
Yeah.
And we'll believe you when you say an athlete from there.
Yeah.
But if you say you're an athlete from the coast, we are not saying you cannot be, but you may need to demonstrate.
We might need proof.
To prove that you are actually different. So we're talking about regional advantages. If you come from Central, the business is natural there. Shrewdness.
Yes.
Not intellectualism of the Lake region. Lake region is intellectual.
Yes.
Properly polished. Suave.
Yes.
Academic, professors, doctors. Somebody was showing the MCA.
Yes.
The county assembly of Kisumu, and they say, this looks like the lecturer. Because professor. They say the governor is professor.
Yeah.
For them, it's no more there.
Yes.
They have an advantage or a culture or a grace for that. So it's not unusual. If you say you're Dr. Akin or Professor Ward, we know it will come from some place. Those are regional advantages. You have personal advantages and personal disadvantages, things that are uniquely cut to you.
Yes.
Basing from, and one of the things we're saying as men, whispers.
Tell us.
Some of the weaknesses that are unique to you are embarrassing. If you disclose them, you have given a very strong weapon for the enemy.
That's true.
To use against you.
Yeah.
So we said you shall only hint at it in code.
Yeah.
Coded language. So men have a very strong weakness in cigarette theft. The whole family male were always chain smoking. And if he touches it, he'll be hooked. They were always drinking. They were always after women. Older women. Disturbed. Some men are very composed and they're attracted to disturbed women. There's a lady who called herself Lola Montez. That was a brand name she branded herself.
Okay.
She had another name, a more hard one, but she had that swag, calling herself Lola Montez. She was a disturbed woman, and she dated mighty men, about 5 of them, and destroyed all of them in her lifetime. So, men who are very stable have this rescuer energy to help, and those women who have consciously learned to master that energy, they sway them like this. The most dramatic women in society, they attract very sober men.
That is so true. You know, we just say maybe we just need to be crazy.
Yeah, so you composed girls, you start saying maybe we should borrow a leaf.
They like crazy. Let's just be.
So there's so much talk about stop being composed.
Don't be.
They're cheating on you with the
Break those car windows.
You know. But there are conditions to being attractive when you are dramatic. You should appear unable to help yourself. You should not be conscious.
Damsel in distress.
Yes.
I have no strength for that.
It should appear like you're just lost in that. And so he's trying to contain.
I mean, I'd laugh through the act.
You see now? You're too conscious. You should appear in your own world there. But your energy is so intense. That's what the men are attracted to. Their life is boring. Yes. And your energy, there's always an episode, another. When you are happy, you're very happy. When you are stressful, you're very stressful. But he knows you will calm down. So he knows how to wait it through.
Then we need a whole episode.
And when you calm down, it's such a honeymoon again. Of reconnection. I told you the height of reconciliation, sex is unmatched.
Yes.
Many people say toxic relationships have one
good
thing.
Yeah.
Sex that should not be happening. So it feels taboo.
Call it makeup sex.
So it is very thrilling. So this man whose life is conventional and organized and strict law of the rule,
yes,
needed a break from too much structure. Sometimes he's oppressed by the structure in his own, and the image he has carved of always being level-headed. He needed one who is turbulent-headed. So in his desire, actually that desire is natural. When you're that cool, level-headed, you should marry a vibrant person, not a turbulent person. Okay. So they mistake the vibrancy of energy they needed with the toxic turbulence of the unstable, disturbed person.
Okay.
All right. The third thing that will make us delay and avoid, as I've told you, you have never stayed alone to learn how to control your feelings, so you need somebody to take off those feelings you can't control, to fulfill the needs that you can't fulfill on your own. The third thing we avoid is fear of unknown. Where will I go from here? What if it doesn't work? What is the fallback? What is my plan B? What if I was never meant to have another one? So they insert destiny. What if it was meant this way? What if this was the one who destined? What if? What is the solution, Mekadi?
Yes.
Luckily for you, the solution for fear is another word that is closer to it. It was brought so close to help you remember it. It also starts with F, it also has 4 letters. It's faith.
Okay.
You're going to practice belief in yourself, number 1, that I am the common denominator in everything happening in my life. And according to how, the denominator divides everything, it determines the answer. Yes. It is the constant thing. You are the constant determiner. You are the one determiner. You are the one who is determining what will go on in your life.
Yeah.
I want you to develop faith. Now, faith is not just an assumption that I'm okay. You get faith from successful attempts of challenges. So I want you to take this as one challenge, knowing what if life was supposed to go this way?
Yeah.
I can't die here as long as I'm alive. So I want you to release people knowing I will make it. Learn to use that word. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. Sometimes you don't have the details of how you will be okay.
Yes.
Sometimes by just saying it, you're legislating it in your head. You're teaching your will to respect your word. And I told you, even when the relationship is safe, let there be a footnote knowledge that we have parameters under which I will stay. Should you violate certain parameters, I'll be out. Never swear that you can't divorce, never swear that you can't go, because you'll have given people permission to walk all over you because consequences are gone. Wet paint, don't touch. But what if I touch? What will happen? So there's no benefit of touching the wet paint. But the curiosity of what is the consequence makes people touch. Never just say, don't touch. Kenha learned that, the highway authority.
Yes.
Whenever they said, don't write on walls,
Yes.
people kept writing, putting posters there. So now they usually include the consequence.
Yes.
No posters, fine, 85,000.
Yeah.
And funny enough, nobody put posters, with all the haze of politics.
Yeah.
Because the consequences were clearly spelled out. And whoever spoke it did not argue. He appeared serious.
Yes.
Just put there, no posters, fine, 85,000. Learn to tell people no posters, no disrespect, no unfaithfulness, consequences. I walk away.
That is so true. Yeah.
And appear serious. Don't argue it. We have an act to enforce it. We'll send the police to you. We will hunt you down wherever you are. Kenyan doesn't talk like that.
No. No.
Precise and confident.
Yeah.
Be brief. I know I can take some things. So learn to have faith in yourself that you can handle some things.
Yes.
And number two, this is again some of the shows that must have a build-up.
That's true. That is very true.
Number two, you're going to learn how to let go, is to realize that sometimes life, some people are brought into your life to teach you what you don't want.
Huh.
You thought they represent what you want, but the thing that is causing you leave, the tension, the pain, the instability, the uncertainty, the self-doubt, the depression, the unproductivity, the stagnation. Count the things that are forcing you out. Say, do I want this? No. Perhaps the whole idea of this package was a one-stop shop of what I don't want.
Yeah.
And many people are married who finally married right. They'll tell you, this person is diametric opposite of everybody else I encountered.
Yep.
It's like I summed up the things I did not want, and automatically what I wanted became clear.
Yes.
So is to say, because it is rooted in the fear of facing life on your own, in fear of going back to where you're fearing you may not find anyone, of that fear of being alone. Now, face that fear. How? Learn to be alone. Say, maybe this is the time I should go back to learning how to live my life, make myself happy, deal with my anger and impatience and loneliness and the need for validation and my parental deficiency, how I was not valid. Maybe this was the idea after all. Let me face it and be alone. If I will need to get therapy, I will.
Yeah.
And number two, learn to use this language. I'm enough. I can face it. What is the worst that can happen? I can only die, and everybody will die. If I was going to die, maybe this was my destiny.
Yeah.
Learn to negotiate, saying what is the worst that can happen. Just being alone. People don't die for being alone.
No, they don't.
Learn to negotiate, saying what is the worst. And then let people know your parameters. If I can't get love that has peace and respect and trust